Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. And salutations to the Akim out there laboring of the hopeful elect that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. And, I just want to just put my spiritual 2 cents in concerning this brother Hassad. Recently he pretty much made an announcement that he broke off from Sakari, and now we see now that he pretty much has joined on with Deacon Destruction, and pretty much joined forces and go under the name of Genesis, so to speak. But I want to speak upon this race not being for the swift, and you got individuals, man, that get pumped up with pride, and pretty much, like Paul said, that knowledge puffeth up. And here's another example that you see here, where pretty much, pride is pretty much pumping up individuals, and just pretty much just not humbling down, pretty much, Okay, this race is not for the swift, and this individual, even though he's pretty much versed in the scriptures, he's not seasoned. You see, all right. Now here it is. All right. Now, we're the watchmen. Okay, here at Great Millstone, and we pretty much are watching everything. Okay. Now, when we see somebody pretty much going off, all right, they get reproved. Okay. All right. This individual was pretty much was approved, and with his pride, he had a disagreement with it. Now, okay, the apostle pretty much responded to a scripture in Ezekiel the 38th chapter. Now, his argument is, or debate rather, is that Russia is going to rule for some dispensation of time. You see, and pretty much that's not scriptural. But he believes that Ezekiel the 38th and 39th chapter will happen after Babylon is destroyed, and that's pretty much a false statement. You see, he's pretty much saying that when Russia pretty much invades Israel, okay, that we will be in that land. But my question to you is, what about the small hats that's living there now? All right, where would they be? Would we be dwelling amongst them? All right, you see, because when the Lord makes his return, okay, he's only gonna make that one return, so to speak, and all eyes shall see him. You see, all right. So when he's speaking about Ezekiel the 38th chapter and 39th chapter, you have to understand the purpose of why the Lord is pretty much raising up Gog of Magog, okay, which is Russia. You see, the Lord is raising up that country to serve his purpose. All right, we have to understand that Isaac pretty much gave the blessing to Esau. Okay, the blessing of the sword. And who was the Lord be having to take out Esau of that blessing? Is pretty much his own people. You see, so pretty much the Lord is against Gog and Magog. We can all agree with that. But the Lord is pretty much has Gog or Russia in a trick bag. You see? All right. And we can go through the scriptures and pretty much and extrapolate and see what the Lord's purpose is. Okay? All right? But we will not be in that land when Russia pretty much invades Israel. Okay? The Lord is pretty much using Russia as a purpose, but the Lord is going to be sanctified through Russia. You see? Okay, the Lord's going to sanctify his power through Russia because why? It's because it's fulfilling prophecy. It's fulfilling a purpose of which the Lord had purposed. You see? All right? And Russia will pretty much be a guard unto these other nations, and you're seeing that now. Okay, with the BRICS, where they pretty much are joining themselves on financially, and pretty much now militarily. You're seeing pretty much a connection with these nations. All right, because why? It's because they really, this war is really to protect pretty much assets, so to speak. All right, we're seeing how the beast is pretty much trying to hoard, the resources of the earth. But pretty much now you have the bricks that's pretty much been set up, and now has been a pretty much a thorn to the side of the elites, okay, that pretty much are running NATO and the EU. You see, so now pretty much war has to happen, so to speak. But let's hit some scriptures real quick. Let's go to Ezekiel the 38th chapter. Okay, now he stumbles upon I believe it was verse 8. All right, which he's believing that that we're going to be in that land at that time, and that's not the case. Okay, now the Lord is already going to be pretty much against Gog, but what he is building up Russia. Okay, he's pretty much building up Russia to serve his purpose. Okay, and what is his purpose? His purpose is really to gather the nations down in the valley of Jehoshaphat, pursuant to Joel the 3rd chapter. Okay, ultimately. Okay, so this is pretty much now how the Lord is building this country up. He really ultimately has them in a trick bag. All right, real quick. Screen's kind of freezing up. That's Satan. Okay, let's lock here. All right, let's get it in the okay. Let's go to Ezekiel 38. All right. Now this issue was pretty much hung up in 8, and the apostle pretty much made a response to the video. But let's go down to let's start up a little bit. Speaking about these other nations, right? Okay, and the Lord's pretty much speaking about Gog and Magog and saying that he has pretty much he's against thee though. But it says here, Ezekiel 38 verse 4, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws and will bring thee forth, and all thy army, horses and horsemen, all of them, clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Okay, Persia, Ethiopia, Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Gomer, okay, which is pretty much Turkey, and all his bands, and the house of Togarmah in the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared, and prepared for thyself, thou and all thy company, as are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. And pretty much Russia is a guard unto these countries as you speak now, and you're going to see that really more now as this these proxy wars are pretty much heating up, so to speak. Okay, all right. So now, right now, Russia is serving an important role here. All right. Now it says, verse 8. Okay, this is where controversy pretty much lies. Okay, all right. It says, and after many days thou shalt be visited, and in the latter years thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword, and is gathered out of many people against the mountains of Israel. Now it's not speaking about a people, man. It's speaking about the land itself. Okay, the mountains of Israel, which have been always waste. And that land has always been waste. Okay, since the Israelites pretty much were exiled out of that land has been of waste. You see, nothing can grow there. All right, but is brought out forth of the nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them. And pretty much is speaking about how the 1948, when they were put into that land. All right, and pretty much now everybody is pretty much reverencing Israel. Okay, the whole world. People's even here in Babylon, man. Their number one foreign policy is to protect Israel. You see? Okay, because why? It's because people believe that those are the people, man. You see? All right. But it says, thou shalt ascend and come like a storm, right? Thou shalt be like a cloud to cover the land, thou and all thy bands and many people with thee, right? In the Lord power, real quick, hold on. In the Lord power, it shall also come to pass at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought, and thou shalt say, I will go up into the land of the unwalled villages, and will go to them that are at rest, and dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls, and having neither bars nor gates. Now he's pretty much saying that this is going to be us in that land at that time, and this is not the case. You see? Okay, because now you're saying that we're going to be there. All right, we're going to be delivered from. This is his analogy is that his extrapolation due to scriptures is saying that we're going to pretty much get delivered from Babylon, okay, and then be taken to the land here, okay, and pretty much then Russia is going to pretty much come and invade us, man. And that's a doctrine that pretty much the GOCC used to be saying, okay, all right, when they used to go through the scriptures, okay. The Spirit has to be truly dealing with you, man. But like I said, it has to come a point in time to when you got to humble down, man, because you're not going to come into this thing, man, and think you're going to get pretty much exalted above the apostles, man. Okay, all right. We've seen this time and time again. Now the ball's going to be in your court now to see how you respond to the apostles' video. Okay, now are you going to pretty much humble down, or are you going to pretty much go how we always see men go? Be even more lifted up with pride and pretty much rebel even more. You see, we've seen it time and time again, man. But the pretty much the moment of truth is at hand. You see, all right, right. But it says, man, right. What it says, to take the spoil and to take a prey, to turn thy hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited, okay, because the desolate places are inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations, which have gotten cattle and goods and dwell in the midst of the land. So now my question to you is that you're saying that after we're delivered from Babylon, we're going to be pretty much dropped off into Israel, okay? All right. So now how all of a sudden now, we're going to be having these cattle and goods, and the land hasn't even been built up yet. You see? So pretty much you jumping the gun, so to speak. Okay? We're not going to be put into a land that's not built up yet. Okay? And pretty much the land is already inhabited with the small hats. So you're saying that we're going to be delivered from Babylon and be pretty much brought to Israel with those heathens still there. Okay? All right? That land pretty much has to be cleansed. And the way that place is going to be cleansed is through thermonuclear fire, man. Okay? And only Babylon is pretty much going to be totally destroyed. Okay? But Israel is going to be built back up. Okay? So this situation is not going to happen after Babylon is destroyed. Okay? All right? But it says, Sheba and Dedan, the merchants of Tarshish, and all the young lions thereof shall say unto thee, art thou come to take a spoil? Hast thou gathered thy company to take a prey, to carry away silver and gold, and to take away cattle and goods, to take a great spoil? Okay? All right? So who are these people that we're speaking about here? You see? Okay? Right? That's pretty much the point I want to make there, But we're going to pretty much go into the 39th chapter, okay? All right? Because you got to understand the Lord's purpose, man. The Lord's purpose is to pretty much have these nations pretty much build them up, man, to gather in the valley of Jehoshaphat, okay? The valley of decision, okay? Pretty much pursuant to Joel, the 3rd chapter, okay? And it's pretty much Ezekiel 39 and 39th chapter and Joel, the 3rd chapter pretty much go, they line up. You see? Okay? But it says here, this is Ezekiel 39, verse 1. Therefore, thou son of man, prophesy against Gog, and say, thus saith the Lord power, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal. Right? And I will turn thee back and leave but the 6th part of thee, and will cause thee to come up from the north parts, and will bring thee upon the mountains of Israel. Here again now. Okay? All right? Now this is what we're talking about here now. Now we understand it now. The Lord is bringing these men, okay? All right? The great company of these nations, it's pretty much a trick bag, so to speak. Okay? You see? And I will smite thy bow out of thy left hand, and will cause thy arrows to fall out of thy right hand. And thou shalt fall upon the mountains of Israel, and all thy bands, and the people that is with thee. I will give thee unto the ravenous birds of every sort, and to the beasts of the field to devour. And thou shalt fall upon the open field, for I have spoken it, saith the Lord power. You see? All right? Right? And it says, I will send a fire on Magog and upon them that dwell carelessly in the isles, and they shall know that I am Yahweh. All right? Now, I'm going to skip down a few verses, all right, and just grab some points. Verse 11, and it shall come to pass in that day that I will give unto Gog a place there of graves in Israel, the valley of the passengers on the east of the sea, and it shall stop the noses of the passengers, and it shall and there shall they bury Gog and all his multitude, and they shall call it the valley of Hamagog. All right, and it says 7 months, meaning completion, right? All right, or a certain dispensation of time shall the house of Israel be burying of them, and they that cleanse the land. Now this is going to happen, okay, when this part happens now, okay, all right, pretty much, man, when we come down from them chariots, man, okay, you see, all right, the Lord is pretty much bringing this destruction into these people. This is a trick bag, man, okay, all right, and it says, yea, all the people in the land shall bury them, and it shall be to them a renown the day that I shall be glorified, saith the Lord power, right? And they shall sever out men of continual employment, passing through the land to bury the passengers of them that remain upon the face of the earth, to cleanse it. After the end of the 7 months shall they search, you see, and pretty much, okay, we're going to be seeking out employment to these other people, man, to pretty much bury these bodies, man, okay? Now this is when we come down, all right, from the chariots, man, you see, okay? All right, now we're gonna understand the day of the Lord. The day of the Lord is that thermonuclear fire, man. Okay, that's upon the earth. All right, From there, let me stop right here, right, and let's get Joel real quick. Let's get Joel 3. Joel chapter 3, verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of the war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. And this is pretty much lining up with the Lord pretty much having the men of those north quarters, okay? Pretty much teaming up with Gog, right? All right, Russia, you see? And it says, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O power, O Yahweh. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. And it's pretty much the time when the Lord's going to judge the heathen round about, man. Okay? So now when you're having this now with Ezekiel the 39th chapter, okay? All right? This is pretty much going to be the day when the Lord makes his return. Okay? And pretty much where Babylon is going to be destroyed as well. You see? Okay? It says, put ye in a sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full. The fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes in the valley of decision. All right? For the day of Yahweh is near in the valley of decision. And where would that be? That's going to be in that land pretty much now. It's lining up with Ezekiel the 39th chapter. You see? Okay? All right, those are going to be the pretty much, man. And then we can go into second entrance, man. Okay? The 13th chapter. You see? These are all pretty much are lining up, man. You know? All right? Right? It says here, get to the point here, verse 16. It says, and Yahweh shall roar out of Zion and utter his voice from Jerusalem, and the heavens and the earth shall shake. But the Yahweh will be the hope of his people and the strength of the children of Israel. Okay, and pretty much, man, the Lord's purpose is to gather these nations together in a valley of decision so we can plead there for his people and for his heritage, man. You see? Okay? All right? We're not going to be in that land of Israel at that time when the Lord makes his return. You see? All right? Right? It says, so you shall know that I am Yahweh your power, dwelling in Zion, my holy mountain. There then shall Jerusalem be holy, and there shall no strangers pass through her anymore. Okay, because the Lord's pretty much going to put an end to that, man. Okay, the Lord has pretty much is going to have his will, okay, done against these heathens, man. Okay, he's going to sit and judge them. You see? All right, now we do want to speak about us being delivered from Babylon. Okay, all right, let's go to real quick. All right, let's go to hit Isaiah real quick. Okay, he's like, oh, we're gonna be delivered. We're gonna be, you know. All right. Isaiah chapter 26. Verse 20. And it reads, come, my people, enter down into thy chambers, and shut the doors about thee. Hide thyself as if it were for a little moment, until the indignation be overpassed. And what is that indignation? It's going to be overpassed, man. Okay? All right? The Lord's are pretty much setting judgment on the earth. Okay? All right? Now, okay, Babylon's totally going to be destroyed, but a lot of these other places are going to be destroyed as well. Okay, and you're speaking about how these Russians are going to rule for a short period of time, but you got to understand something called collateral damage is going to happen. Okay, all right. What's the smith that the Lord created, the smith that blows the coal, man. Those are the weapons of the Lord's indignation, man. It's going to be upon all these nations, man. Okay, these nations are pretty much going to shoot those missiles at each other. You see? Okay. So when you speak about anybody ruling after that time, all right, let's get that real quick, man. All right, let's go to Isaiah. Let's stay in Isaiah real quick. Isaiah, grab a point real quick. Let's go to Isaiah 24. Let's see. This is Isaiah 24 and 17. Fear and the pit and the snare are upon thee, O inhabitants of the earth. And it shall come to pass that he who fleeth from the noise of the fear shall fall into the pit, and he that cometh up out of the midst of the pit shall be taken in his snare. For the windows from on high are open, and the foundations of the earth do shake. You see that? The earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean dissolved. The earth is moved exceedingly. Okay, this is part of the Lord's indignation, man. Okay, we're going to be up in them chambers, man. You see? All right. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard. It shall be moved like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. Okay, so who's rising up again after this? Okay, all right, we're speaking about the Lord's the weapons of the Lord's indignation, man. Look at those ICBMs. Okay, all right, there's something called collateral damage that's going to happen. Okay, all right, this place, when we come out from them chambers, man, we're going to be in the new bodies, man. Okay, so how are we going to be under siege? Okay, from mortal men, so to speak. Okay, all right, this is what this guy's speaking about, man. You see? Okay, again, the race is not for the swift, man. All right, you know, we seen these guys come around, man. We had guys in our individual in our camp, called smart guy. You know, the smart guys come in there, you know, because they are so smart with the wisdom of this world. You know, pretty much, you know, you can go ahead and know how to program computers and do these little different things and just know things of the world. And then here it is, you come into the truth and you can speak well. And listen, the Lord already showed you what he does with people that are pretty much were elegant in their speech and people are thinking more highly of them, man. What them guys are out of there, man. Okay? Them guys are out of there, man. Okay? You know, the guys coming here with being a smart guy, thinking that the Lord is dealing with you. Now, you got to be spiritual in this thing, man. Okay? We getting people from all different walks of life. We've seen these guys come before, man. This so-called smart guy. Okay, we had a few of them in the camp, and where are they at now? You see? All right? And it says, right? And it shall come to pass in that day, okay? And this day is going to be a day of wasteness, man. Okay? So the Lord's not going to deliver us, bring us to Israel, and then Russia's going to come and attack us, and the Lord has to come back to defend us. That don't make no sense, man. Okay? And it's not biblical. Okay? You just err not knowing you just stumbling upon that, man. That's a stumbling block upon you, man, if you can't get the understanding, man. You see? Okay? And it says, verse 21, and it shall come to pass in that day that that Yahweh shall punish the host of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth. You see? Right? Right? And it says, and they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in a pit, and shall be shut up in the prison, and after many days they shall be visited. Okay? And pretty much, man, we're gonna have them elites, man. We're gonna have them and put them, they're gonna be thrown in that pit, man. Okay? All right, and then we come down. Okay, we pretty much are gonna deal with them, man. Okay, you see, all right. So there's no way we're gonna be in Israel, okay, until that land is clean dissolved, man. Okay, you see, that land has to be clean dissolved, man, before we set a toe in there, man. Okay, all right. Let me see what else though. That's pretty much it. Though I want to hit the quick points real quick. And really he's just harping on the fact that these situations, okay, concerning Ezekiel 38 and 38 chapter, 39 chapter, is not going to, it's saying that it's going to happen after Babylon is destroyed, and that's not the case, man. You see? Okay? All right, so pretty much with that, I may make a part 2 with it and go pretty much more in depth with it. Just wanted to hit the quick points, you know, on this topic, you know, but really the ball's really in his court now, because the elders pretty much, the apostles pretty much are in elders, brothers that made videos, you know, we got to see what his response is now, because now the apostle pretty much went into it, man. Okay, you know, you want him to pretty much break down Ezekiel 38 and 8, and he went into it. So now we got to see this response, and listen, you're not on level to keep going back and forth with no debate, man. Okay? And anyways, if you come into Great Millstone, man, you're going to be out there holding the banner, man. Okay? You're going to be holding the banner on the side, man. Okay? You know, these guys come around here and they get puffed up with pride with the knowledge, man. And then what happens, man? You run out of gas, man. Okay? All right? You start going off from the doctrine. Okay? You know? You see? You know, it would have been your best interest, man, to pretty much, when you did leave Sakari, man, to just humble yourself down, man. Humble yourself down, man. And if you did a video, to humble yourself down, man, and get some understanding, man. Okay? Not thinking that you running around thinking you got no more than the apostles, man. And you don't. You see? All right? You pretty much, because you're eloquent, and that don't mean anything, man. Okay? That don't mean anything in this truth, man. You see? All right? It's not proof that the Lord is ultimately dealing with you, man. Okay? So pretty much, man, you got to pretty much keep thy foot, man. Okay? And pretty much get the understanding, man, before you open your mouth, man. All right? So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rukakwadash, Shalom.